Hi, you. Welcome back to Life with Cindy. I am so glad you are here. In today's video, I am going to touch on a topic that is often overlooked, and yet it is a reality to so many people. And that is the fact that not everyone is able to save or have savings, right? I remember some years, couple of years ago, when I was still waitering, I didn't make enough money even for myself. I could barely get by. And I actually remember back then, many people would tell me, but why don't you have savings? Why are you not saving? You should save. You should have savings. You should have some money set aside for rainy days. In as much as I really wanted to save and I really needed, some money set aside, it just was impossible for me back then. I couldn't, there was no ways I could have money to save. I only had enough to survive. I was like in survival mode at that point. So someone coming to me and saying, where are your savings? Do you have savings? It sounded ridiculous to me back then, okay? So yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're going to talk about today. Let's be honest. Not everyone makes enough or have enough money to save. All right. Sometimes you have family to take care of. Sometimes you're in debt, or maybe your income just hasn't caught up to inflation. In any ways, I want you to know that not being able to save does not make you a failure. It does not mean you are less than or you're doing something wrong. It's just a season, okay? And money seasons change, all right? So before I get into it, I want to get that pressure off you. Relax. It's okay. You are okay. There's nothing wrong with you if you don't have savings or can't save, like the financial gurus always say, save, invest. Sometimes it really doesn't make sense, okay? But what can you do now, whilst you're in the season of waiting? I'm going to share with you 4 steps, 4 things that you can do at the moment, all right? The first one is to track where your money goes. Every little cent. Listen, already you're on your low income, already you don't have enough. You don't want money just seeping through, just disappearing. You need to know where all your money is going. I mentioned in my last video how I recommend having a budget list, Excel, or on a phone or wherever. All right, you want to know where every penny is going. This will help you, okay, not only track where that little money is going, but you'll be shocked sometimes when you take a look at that list. You see how maybe you are unknowingly spending on other things that are not necessary, and that can help you then cut down on that. All right, so that's the first thing. Track where your money is going. Second thing I want you to do, as soon as that money comes in, as soon as that check comes in, I want you to cover your essentials first. Yes, cover essentials first. Your rent, your bills, transport, food, make sure you have covered that first. You have money set aside for that first. And whilst I'm on that point, if after you've covered your essentials, you are left with nothing, I want you to clap hands for yourself. You have done well, okay? You have done well. You have used the little that you have wisely. There is nothing wrong, okay? It's very important to cover your essentials first, because then if you have anything left extra, then maybe you can put a little aside, or maybe you can actually spoil yourself, okay? Instead of just going by that excitement that we all get as soon as you get that message that the money's in, and then suddenly you feel thirsty or you're craving something sweet, which is good, but cover your essentials first. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3, I want you to avoid unnecessary debt. I know it's tempting to get things on credit because you can just say, well, since I can't afford now, I might as well get it on credit. Listen, if you can't afford it for now, maybe don't get it. Okay? There are things that are important and you really must get, but if it's unnecessary, for now, don't. If it's not that important, for now, don't. You already have a very small little income. You're hardly getting by. The last thing you want to do is dig a deeper hole for yourself by getting into debt. Okay, so try and avoid debt as much as possible. That's step number 3. Step number 4, I want you to try and put aside, I'm not going to say save, put aside a little bit of money, like on occasion. Say at some point or in this month you have a 20 rand or $2 extra. Just put it aside. Okay, it might sound silly, obviously, like, oh, why am I putting aside just $1? It's not going to help me with anything. In this season, whilst we are preparing for the future when you'll be able to save, we want you to train your mind. It's about mindset. It's about building a habit of actually saving. So you just put that 10 rand, that dollar on the side, and you don't touch it. To actually give you a good feeling as well. In as much as it's just, money that won't do much, you're training your mind, and it actually gives you that good feeling, and you're training yourself to have a mindset of abundance instead of lack. All right. And then if you work in a company or at a place where you actually get a bonus, that month when you get a bonus, you can capitalize there. You put aside even more, just a little bit more. You add on to that dollar that that you put aside in that envelope. And then that way you have actually created a habit of, saving. And when the time comes when you actually be able to save, it's no longer something new for you. It's not something that you have to now start training yourself to do. You are already in the habit of doing it. Okay, so try doing those 4 things at the moment when you can't save, like the other many people will tell you to do. All right. The other thing that this is going to help us by is, how can I word it? Redefining. Yeah, we are redefining saving at the moment. So instead of the traditional way of saving, where when someone says saving, the next thing that comes to mind is money. Okay, at the moment, we can't save lots of money. So take it this way. At this point, whilst you can't save on money, you are actually saving your mental health. Okay, when you by sticking to those 4 steps for now, you're saving yourself from stressing and putting yourself under pressure, trying to live by the standards of other people who actually can afford. Okay, you are taking that pressure off yourself at the moment. That's actually saving your mental health. That's actually giving yourself a good feeling, a relaxed feeling, all right, despite the financial position that you are in at the moment. Okay, you are also saving on time and energy. When you stop pressurizing yourself, now asking for money, to borrowing money to go out when you can't afford, by avoiding unnecessary debt, for example, you are saving your time and energy, by sticking to a simpler lifestyle. Okay, so you're actually saving. And you're also saving for future costs. You know, when you're putting that dollar aside or that 10 rand aside at the moment, you're actually saving for future costs by creating a habit that will serve you well when a point comes in your life when you actually can save cash. All right, good. If you're someone who is at that point in their life right now where you can't save money, I hope this video helped you and gave you a little bit of relief, and I hope I did manage to take some pressure off you and give you tips that you can actually apply at the moment. Okay, if you resonated with or you liked this video, please put a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe for more like content. Okay, until next time, stay glowing, stay growing. Bye.